Parshas Beshalach, Klal Yisroel were zeicha to an incredible miracle where the sea split and Klal Yisroel walked through on dry land. What did Klal Yisroel do to deserve such an incredible miracle where the whole world stood in awe? The whole world stood in awe that there's a Rebbeinu Shalom on the world. What did Klal Yisroel do to deserve such a miracle? In the Medrash Rabbah it says, "B'schus atzmoisav shel Yosef nikra hayam liYisrael." In the schus that the Klal Yisroel were carrying the remains of Yosef HaTzadik, it was in his schus that the sea split for Klal Yisroel. What's the proof? The Medrash continues, because it says in Tilim, Hayom ro'av hayonos, the sea saw and fled. The waters fled. The waters parted. All this happened b'schus vayazov bigdoi biyodo vayonos hachutza. That when this wicked lady, the Eshes Potiphar, tried to seduce Yosef HaTzadik to sin, it says in the Torah, vayazov bigdoi biyodo, he left over his garment in her hand, and he fled. He fled. So because he fled, not wanting to commit a sin, that's why Hayom ro'av hayonos. That's why the sea fled in that schus. Okay, this is somewhat mystifying, because didn't Yosef HaTzadik have bigger schusim than the fact that he fled, not wanting to do an Aveira? Didn't he have the entire Torah that Yaakov Avinu learned from Shem ve'Eva? And Yaakov gave it over to Yosef, the entire Torah that he learned, incredible amount of Torah. He had so much Torah. Wasn't that even greater than the fact that he fled and didn't want to commit an Aveira? But perhaps the world says that the Vilna Gaon said that it's easier to learn through Shas than to change one midah, one character trait. So maybe something like that is what's happening here. As great as it is to have so much Torah, but when he has a test and his midos have to shine, and Yosef's midos shone because he fled from doing an Aveira, the control that he needed for that, the fun tzara agra, the efforts that he put into that, was even greater than all the Torah that he had from Shem ve'Eva, from Yaakov Avinu. And then maybe there's one more little question. So he did a great thing, but what he did was behind four walls. I would expect that maybe the miracle that came about with the parting of the waters of the sea, I would think maybe that he needs a deed which is b'fnei kol am ve'eda, which is in front of so many people that they saw. Sort of, this would happen behind four walls. Nobody would know about it unless the Torah recorded it. So even this But we see from here, possibly, we see from here that that when a person exerts effort for his midos, for his midos of overcoming his temptations, the efforts that go into that, maybe even if it's done b'chadrei chadorim, even if it's done in private, where nobody sees except HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this it doesn't have to be done b'fnei kolam ve'eda, the good deed. As long as it's done, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees that a person puts in so much effort to overcome this nisayon, to overcome his temptations, that is worthy to perform, because of that, the great, incredible miracle of Kriyas Yamsuf. If all this is true, then perhaps we could learn a Musar Haskel, that every person in his own home, between his conduct between him and his wife, or his wife and him, if a person goes against his grain and does things, overcomes any, it's easier to say no, and it's easier not to be available, and it's a lot easier. But if somebody understands what midos mean, to go out of your way and go against your grain to help somebody out, then that we can all be worthy of Kriyas Yamsuf in our own homes, according to this. The Eibishter should help. We should be zecha to excel in our midos tovos, and this can bring a Yeshua to the entire Klal Yisroel. Amen.